What's up, guys? Chris Singleton here, inspirational speaker, children's book author, and former professional athlete. Guys, about 6 years ago, I lost my mom in probably the worst way imaginable. It was a racially motivated mass shooting. It took my mom's life and 8 other people's lives in Charleston, South Carolina. And following this, man, I had a mission of sharing a message of unity, of racial reconciliation. I've done just that. I've been able to speak in 41 of the 50 states, share my pain and turn it into my purpose, right? Turn my tragedy into my testimony. And I've done that, and I've been able to generate over $500,000 in this year alone from speaking fees and book royalties. Now, my success is great, but I want to show you guys how you can do it just as well. The reason why I'm creating this course is because I think there's so many people out there that have a story, that have something they've gone through that they can share with other people of how they got through it. They just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to create a speaking business. They don't know how to market themselves. They don't know what to charge. They don't know all these different things in the speaking industry. And that's something that I can share. I've been doing it for a little bit, about 5 years now. But over the last 2 years, things have scaled exponentially. And I want to share all the tips and tricks and different things I wish I would have done when I was first starting out or first scaling my speaking business. The outcomes from this course will show people how to get engagements, how to scale their speaking business, and most importantly, how to craft a keynote speech that gets you booked and rebooked time and time again. I'm so excited for you guys to join this Speakers Huddle, and let's get into the first lesson. In this video, we're going to be dismantling the 4 myths that may have you thinking you can't become a professional speaker. Okay, myth number 1 is that you don't need a huge speakers bureau behind you. I know, because I personally thought as soon as I get on this speakers bureaus pages, then I would blow up as a speaker. Let me tell you guys something. It's not true. It's simply not. There's so many different bureaus out there, and there's so many speakers listed on them that you'll just become buried, right? You'll think in your mind, hey, if I just get listed under Big Speak, or if I get listed under Champion Speakers or BNC Speakers or Big Speak, all these different things, you'll say to yourself, okay, if I'm listed, then they've got to book me. It's not true, because they have so many other speakers on that list that you're going to get buried behind 20 other people that speak about the same exact thing that you speak about. So coming from me, who I'm listed on probably 4 or 5 different bureaus right now, and out of the 80 or so gigs that I'll do every year, 3 or 4 of them will come from a bureau. That lets you guys know you don't need a huge bureau behind you to be able to speak professionally. The second myth that I always hear is that people will say, as soon as I write my book, then I'll start. Let me give you guys some insight. I have never written an adult book. The only books that I've written are children's books. And most of the time I'm speaking to adults, and I don't have an adult book. So that lets you guys know, if I'm doing $500,000 in speaking fees and book royalties this year, if you aspire to do something like that, you don't need a book already. Now, of course, it does add credibility, and along the lines, you do want to have that in your back pocket as more things that you can sell, more products that you can sell at your events, but you don't need a book to start. I know we think in our minds, as soon as we have the book and we become an author, then we look more credible. It's true, but if you have a fire talk, which we're going to talk about later on throughout the course, it doesn't matter if you have a book or not. They're going to keep booking you to speak, not to write. The third myth that I always hear, and I learned this from one of my mentors, they'll say they want to become a public speaker. Guys, you don't want to become a public speaker. So there's a difference between public speaker and professional speaker. So the easiest difference is one gets paid to speak and one speaks publicly. You don't want to just speak publicly. So public speakers, an example of that is the mayor, right? Or the CEO of a company. Like, most of the time they're speaking to their employees, they're speaking at a conference or whatever it may be, or an event, but they're speaking and not getting paid. You want to be a professional speaker, the person that comes in and fills an hour block during a conference or whatever event that you're speaking at. That is a professional speaker that always gets paid. You see, sometimes as a public speaker, somebody will reach out to you to speak somewhere, but they won't look to pay you because they think you're a public figure and you're just a public speaker. No, you want to be a professional speaker. And as soon as they go to your website or whatever it may be, they know, hey, if I want to bring Chris in, I want to bring John in, I want to bring Gail in, like, I need to pay them to speak because they are professional. This is how they feed their family. So don't ever call yourself a public speaker. You don't want to be a public speaker. If you're in this course right now, you want to be a professional speaker like myself. The last myth that I want to share with you guys, or dismantle, I should say, is that you have to go full time. You don't have to go full time as a speaker, guys. Now, I know as time goes on, maybe you want to go full time, but if you're a doctor right now, you don't need to go full time as a speaker, right? This is something that you're doing to make some more money, to share your story, to inspire people. But I'm sure you probably love what you do. Guys, I don't even go, I guess, quote unquote, full time. I have a full-time job, but I've still been able to make over $500,000 in 1 year from speaking, from my book royalties, from the whole 9 yards, because I realize I can still speak on the weekends. I can speak 2-3 times a week. You can use up your, vacation time or your sick days and still make $10,000 to $15,000 as a speaker while still working your 9-to-5 job. I've never been a person that tells somebody, hey, just quit and go all in. Yes, I believe one day there should be a time where you maybe want to step away because you're so passionate about what you speak about or your topic. But I don't think off the rip you guys have to quit your job and go all in. I've seen plenty of people make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year while still working their 9-to-5, doubling their salary from their speaking income. So the last myth that I want to dismantle is that you have to go full time. Guys, you simply don't have to go full time to be able to be a professional speaker, generate funds for your family, and share a message that so many people need to hear.